Hello. So this is a quick one. I want to go over this particular news coming out of Punch newspaper about El-Rufai. Um, so if you're meeting this content for the first time, please, I'd like to ask you to watch to the end. And there's a reason for that. Um, it's because of all these political moves that are being made right now by these so-called stakeholders who have, are, giving themselves the title to decide our fate in Nigeria for so long until now that Nigerians are waking up. So I want to ask you to please, I'm craving your indulgence to watch to the end. So it's going to be a quick one, and I'm going to be giving my take on each side of the news as is reported by Punch newspaper. So if you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, please, we need your subscription so we can keep this content rolling and we have these political discussions on how to move Nigeria forward, and I'll get active participation from most of the citizenry. So Punch is reporting that APC PDP clash as El-Rufai woos opposition parties. So and the news goes this way. He says the All Progressive Congress on Sunday attacked the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, as indications emerged that the former Federal Capital Territory minister was rallying northern leaders and bigwigs against President Bola Tinubu's re-election ahead of the 2027 poll. The APC National Secretary Ajibola Basiru accused El-Rufai of stoking ethnic agenda over his failure to get a cabinet appointment. Now, remember recently when El-Rufai went to pay condolence visit with um, Atiku Abubakar to the family of Pa Edwin Clark, he mentioned something in this regard. And prior to that particular visit to Pa Edwin Clark's family, there was a Twitter sharing Twitter comment about everybody being arrested, or when he comes into Nigeria, if he makes any wrong move, he was going to be arrested by DSS, and everybody said it was coming. And he said that he made mention of a few other things as well. So I'm giving some context as to some of the things that many of us might have missed anyway as to this news. So, and there were speculations at that time that Erifai had got a falling out with Bola Tinubu because of that ministerial post he didn't get. He was a staunch supporter of Tinubu all through the campaign for 2023. Remember, he even spoke for Tinubu on behalf of Tinubu on several occasions where Tinubu was asked question and he, diverted the question to Erifai, and then come ministerial time for screening, he didn't get the position. So there's been speculations as to is that the reason why Erifai is acting the way Erifai is acting? You understand? So now that said, in that context given as well. It says the once cordial relationship between the president and El-Rufai soured after he failed to secure a ministerial appointment. Though Tinubu nominated him for a ministerial position, the ex-governor was rejected by the National Assembly on security grounds. It is not news how El-Rufai did Kaduna State. El-Rufai was a disaster in Kaduna State. So as much as we all want to get rid of this APC government, we all have to not forget history, because what we basically do all the time, we forget history and then see what happens afterwards, and the same history repeats itself as well again. But in recent weeks, he has been meeting with various northern political leaders and opposition figures, including the 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, to demonstrate his newfound relationship with the former vice president, whom he accused of corruption. In his book, The Accidental Servant, El-Rufai joined Atiku's entourage during the condolence visit to the family of the elder statesman and leader of the Niger Delta, Chief Edwin Clark, last week. So you can see why we cannot trust this set of politicians anymore. He once previously criticized Atiku. He called him different names, accused him of corruption. And now he's the one selling that same Atiku to Nigerians. Speaking during the visit, El-Rufai said Atiku deserved commendations for spearheading economic reforms during the Olusegun Obasanjo administration. You cannot whitewash something that we know. Okay, so Nobody gives Alhaji Atiku Abubakar the credit of economic policy making under Obasanjo's administration. Many of the things we did were under his leadership. Maybe because we don't write about it and people don't read history, but we tend to forget. We only remember negative things. Maybe it's part of our human nature. El-Rufai said. Even Obasanjo did not even vote for Atiku. That was how bad it was. So you worked under a person, and the person says, "I cannot recommend you." It tells you what I mean. Whatever the animosity they have, but we know what Atiku is. Atiku is not the solution we need. Come 2027, it doesn't have anything to offer Nigerians at this particular point in time. Okay, so let's don't take these things that these guys are trying to sell to us. The closed door meeting, which took place in Kaduna, sparked speculation about possible political realignment and bipartisan cooperation ahead of the 2027 election. 20 to 40 hours later, the ex governor held a meeting with the former national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Adamu, on Sunday. RFI visited Adamu at the latter's residence in Kefi, Nasarawa State. It was made public by an ex-user, a staunch follower of El-Rufai, UI Wakili. This was the same guy who put it in the on Twitter, or on X rather. It says there are speculations that El-Rufai will be arrested, and El-Rufai responded to say, "I know he's been seeing that," and he was going to come back before Babangida's book launch, which he did anyway eventually. So he wrote, Malam El-Rufai, accompanied by Malam Bashir Saidu and Dujima Adamawar, paid a visit to former APC chairman Abdullahi Adamu today at his residence in Kefi. Adamu is believed to have fallen out with Tinubu following his resignation as APC national chairman in July 20. So you can see these moves that are taking place right now. So this is why I ask you to watch till the end. And if you followed any of my previous posts, I said this several times. We don't have time to wait, especially with Peter Obi. At the moment, is the only credible opposition Nigeria has against APC. And I think Peter Obi is slow. He's slow at making moves. He's doing too long consultation. He's spending so much time trying to consult with who? The people he's trying to consult did not vote for him in 2023. Nigerians voted. Nigerians are the stakeholders, not these people he's trying to consult with. There will be time for political alignment and alliances. But for this particular point in time, it just needs to move away from the Labour Party. He knows already, Peter B is aware that he knows that a Labour Party is not fit for that purpose anymore. So as a person, I think we're slowing down, and I think he's slowing down. You know, if he's not ready, I've said it before, if you go and look at one of my previous posts, I said he needs to move out of the way. So we know we can then start to look for somebody who will do the work. That Nigerians become the real stakeholders, not these guys. 2 weeks ago, the APC chieftain shared an opinion by a social commentator, Uche Dahala, which claimed the relationship between Tinubu and the North had deteriorated less than 2 years into his administration, warning that he may be given the good luck Jonathan treatment in 2027 election. RFI published the statement written on his verified X handle. It was tied to 2027 Southwest Tinubu supporters playing with fire, Path 1. It reads partly less than 2 years into the tenure, we are witnessing we are witnesses to how the relationship between the North and the President Bola Tinubu, or rather his administration, is quickly deteriorating, driven by the words and conduct of unfortunately many from the president geopolitical zone and tribe. Truth, truth be told. I've read and heard the arrogant posturing and braggadocio by some people whom I refer to as political rabble rousers, but I get more worried each day as it keeps looking more and more like a movie we had seen before. So, may I remind some persons that more than the performance of or lack thereof of the President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan administration, it was his attitude and that of the people around him towards the North that ultimately brought him down, and by extension, the PDP that had boasted that it would rule Nigeria for 60 years. Speaking on El-Rufai's subterranean political moves, the APC National Secretary Basiru said they are no longer they no longer pay attention to his activities after the party discovered he was an overrated ethnic champion who's always ready to pitch northern politicians against their southern counterpart. One of the biggest things about El-Rufai is the fact that he can manipulate people and he uses tribes. And this is the thing that Nigerian politicians have done. I won't read through the rest of the news anymore, but I wanted to use this to, communicate a fact here. Our politicians have spent time and time dividing us. And now, if we keep waiting for 2027, we're going to be the losers again. So I'm saying this, and I want your conversations and discussions as well. And I want you to subscribe as well to this. Let us have this dialogue. What does Peter Obi really need to do? What do we really need to tell this Mr. Peter Obi to say, are you going to contest or not? If you're contesting, wonder what party, who are the people you're making alliances with? And how soon will you start this work? If you're leaving Labour Party, when are you going to do that? See, these guys are not joking, and we shouldn't at all. Let's stop playing as thinking that the groundwork is laid for us as well. It's not. Do you understand? So it's not. If El-Rufai is making moves like this, and Peter Obi is spending time consulting, it means Peter Obi is not prepared yet. Nigerians have been galvanizing since 2023. They just need something to stimulate it. And considering the way the state of the nation is at the moment, insecurity, high food prices, poverty in the land, people can afford their rent, jobs are closing, businesses are running down. This APC government is just useless anyway. It's just literally broken down the entire nation. And then Peter Obi is consulting with who exactly? So it's about time that he woke up and then do some work. So Nigerians can start looking for, preparing towards 2027. And I've also done a series, a 10-part series as well, where I talked about the 10 things that Peter Obi can do to win 2027 election. And I still said that it needs to start now. It needs to start early. Again, if you're meeting this content for the first time, please click on the subscribe button. Also comment and share with others as well so that YouTube can continue to recommend this content to other people. We need to get Nigeria in the right direction. And that's what this content is all about. That's what this podcast is all about. We want Nigeria to get better for you, for me, for our children. All right. We want all of us so that we can go on the roads and be okay and be happy and not be afraid of insecurity all over the place. Okay. So we need Nigeria to work for all of us. And we need to get rid of all these politicians who are not capable of moving Nigeria in the right direction. Thank you as always. God bless. Bye for now.